Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday, or it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't really matter what day it is, right? So just scratch that. Say Happy Tuesday. But listen, hey, if you are on my TikTok page, you can't go over. You can go over to one of my social media platforms of Regina the Queen of Carlones at Regina the Queen of Carlones on YouTube, or you can go to one of my Facebook pages. My business Facebook page is Regina the Queen of Carlones at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, and put your phone up to the screen and get a free copy of my ebook. Free copy of my ebook. You can go to badcreditloans.com. Badcreditbook.com. Badcreditbook.com. Get a free copy of my ebook. You have to put your credit card information in there, but your credit card will not be charged. But you have to put the code in free. Get a free copy of my ebook. Go to badcreditbook.com. Badcreditbook.com. Get a free copy of my ebook. You have to put the code in free to get a free copy. You have to put your credit card information in. Your credit card will not be charged, but you have to put it in. And then put the code in free. If you don't put the code in free, you're not going to get a copy of it. You can download a copy, or you can listen to the audio. You can't get both. It's in English and it's in Spanish. So get a free copy of my ebook. Go to badcreditbook.com. Badcreditbook.com. And get a copy of the Queen's ebook. Badcreditbook.com. 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 Get a free copy of my ebook. Put the code in free to get a free copy. Badcreditbook.com. Get a free copy. Put the code in free. You do have to put your credit card information in, but trust me, your credit card will not be charged, but you have to put the word in free to get a free copy. The name of my ebook is Navigating All Loans with Bad Credit. I'm walking you through that process of buying a car with bad credit. So get a free copy of that ebook today. Again, I probably said it about 10 times, but it's badcreditbook.com. You do have to put your credit card information in, but trust me, your card will not be charged, but you do have to put the code in free. But today I want to talk about why is the best time of the year, why is the best time of the year to buy a car right now between October and December? Why is the best time? Number one, it's the best time is because it's almost Christmas time, right? And everybody wants to get a car around Christmas time. If not everybody, well, why not get a car for someone for Christmas, for yourself or for someone else? But listen, credit unions, if you belong to a credit union, they have deals where they'll give you a Christmas loan. If you want to go buy gifts for your kids or you want to buy a car, they have Christmas loans that they do around Christmas time. So if you don't belong to a credit union and you want to belong to a credit union, check out a credit union near you, but they have Christmas loans. You can use that Christmas loan to buy a car or use it as down payment on a car. So that's a good time right now. So you're into the sale between October and November. Go to your credit union and find out about the Christmas loan. You don't have to buy gifts with it. You can do what? You can buy a car. Another reason why it's the best time to buy a car right now is because we are making room for our new inventory. We're making room for the 2025 vehicle. So right now is a good time because we're looking to get rid of those old cars. Also, if you go to a dealership and you find out, or you call and say, what is the oldest car you have on the lot? What is the oldest new car you have on the lot? And the reason I'm telling you to do this is because that's where we're going to reel and deal. Because remember, most dealers are paying floor plan on that particular car. They're paying floor plan, which means that every day they're paying interest on that car that's sitting on their lot. So the faster they can get rid of that car and get replenished with another car, that's better for the dealership. So we like to turn cars. We don't like to have cars sitting on our lot for 360 days or for the entire year. So one way to find out a good deal is find out what is the oldest car that you have on the lot, whether it's a new car or used car. What's the oldest car? Of course, if the used car is on the lot 360 days, 12 months, then it's a prop. Something's wrong with that particular car. But find out if you're looking to buy a new car, how long has that car been on the lot? Just ask the salesperson, or you don't have the answer, tell them to find out for you. We're approaching the fourth quarter of the year, and then everybody's trying to close out their year. Everybody wants to close out their year strong. Remember, everybody's trying to close out strong. So that's one reason why. We're doing impossible deals, but if you don't ask for a deal, listen, you're not going to get a deal. But let me do my commercial real quick while I'm doing this video. Commercial real quick. If you are looking to get an ebook, you can get a copy of my ebook for free. Just go to badcreditbook.com, 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 and put the code in free to get a copy of my ebook, badcreditbook.com. Put it in free. But listen, you have to put in you have to put your credit card information and get a free copy of my ebook. But your credit card will not be charged, but you have to put the code in free, badcreditbook.com. I'm going to probably say that before I get off again, too, because I want you guys to get a free copy of my ebook, Navigating All Loans with Bad Credit. Another reason why it's the best time right now to buy a car, right now, fourth quarter or between October and November, is because manufacturers are offering deals. Manufacturers are always offering deals, but if you don't ask, you're not going to know. For instance, there's Costco available on cars. Remember, Costco is available, but normally every month Costco offers a discount on a certain brand. For instance, if they're doing GM this month, they may do it on Cadillac, or they may do it on a Hummer, or because I went to GMC, so a Cadillac, and then you got a Hummer and it said GMC, or they're not going to do. They don't always do all the brands with General Motors. They may pick that particular brand that they want to actually showcase for that month. So remember, just recently, I want to say maybe in the last couple of years, Costco is their option with General Motors to see whether they're going to offer, or General Motors option, whether they're going to offer GM discount with Costco. Because most of the time in the past, if you had GM discount, you couldn't use Costco too. Usually Costco rebate on a brand new car is $1,000. But recently, in the last couple of years, you're able to use the Costco with the GM discount. Remember, they have to say so. It's not you saying, okay, well, I want to use Costco and the GM discount. But remember, GM discount is better than any other. GM discount is better than any other plan out there. You can't just say I want Costco. I'll take Costco over GM discount. GM discount is better. Remember, GM discount goes to if you're a grandmother, your grandfather, your stepchild, your stepson, your stepmother, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle. And remember, you got the friends. So if anybody, that works for General Motors, you get the suppliers or the friends discount. But listen, General Motors got smart recently. And when I say General Motors got smart, they have a whole new way of us as working for a dealership and customers getting a GM discount. They have a whole new process of watching people that are giving discounts to people that don't qualify and being able to track it. And this was very smart on GM, because for years, individuals that work for General Motors or that retired, they sold their GM discount for monies, right? But in the eyes of General Motors, that's illegal. Because why give somebody a discount they don't qualify, right? Okay, I didn't say that, but I know we all give discounts people don't qualify. But General Motors has this way now, is that if you're looking to get a brand new car, you always had to give the salesperson or dealership your GMS number, but now you have to give the person's name, who you're getting a GM discount from. You have to give that person's name, who you're getting a GM discount from, and the relationship. In the past, you haven't had to do that. So now General Motors is getting smarter when employees or retirees are using a discount. You have to supply the dealership with the person's name, who you're getting a GM discount from. In the past, who cares? They just got the discount. Now they can be able to track that back to that person easier. So GM discount's still out there, but it's a better way for them to actually track it now. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about this. So right now, General Motors is pushing EVs, right? They're pushing EV electric cars. At Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, where I work in Waterford, Michigan, we're pushing EVs. Why? Because that's what General Motors is pushing. I didn't ever think that I would be ready for the EV, but I have an EV. And the reason I'm driving an EV is because I drove a Tahoe, because I'm saving $300 less in payment. And then I charge at work. But listen, if you want to get an EV and your credit is, I won't say in the toilet, but yes, in the toilet, you got some credit issues. The best time to get an EV is right now if you want one, especially if your credit's in the toilet. Because a lot of General Motors dealerships are bending over backwards to get rid of their electric vehicles, electric cars. They are. GM Financial, which is our leasing company, is offering a program for individuals that qualify for B2 pricing, which means that if you are A plus tier pricing, A1, A plus, A1, A2, A3, your payment is a certain payment. But if you go to the B1, B2, your payment is higher than someone that has great credit. It's higher. They charge you more when your credit's in the toilet, or your credit is not great. They charge you more. They give you a car. They give you a car, but they let you pay more because you're higher risk. But listen, if you get an EV, electric Equinox or electric Blazer, Chevy Blazer, then they're bumping you up to an A plus tier. So they give you the same pricing if you have bad credit. They give you the same price as someone that has great credit. So if anything, if you're looking to get an electric vehicle right now, your credit's in the toilet. Yeah, you get an EV Blazer. EV Blazer, that's the way to go. And another thing to qualify for that tier pricing, that A plus tier pricing, your credit's in the toilet, you had to be approved for a B1 or B2. You have to be. And then also you have to have a non-GM product in the household. So it means that you have to have, you could be a Kia, it could be a Chrysler, it could be a Ford, it could be a Mercedes. You have to have in the household. You don't necessarily have to trade it in, but you have to be, that has to be in the household to actually qualify for that tier pricing. And I'm telling you, it's the best thing since sliced bread, because anytime you have, anytime there's a program where a company is trying to get rid of vehicles, then they bend over backwards to make things happen. And that's what we're doing basically here at Joe Hammer Chevrolet, is because, we're trying to put more EVs on the road. So again, if your credit's in the toilet and you want to look to lease and you qualify for that B1 or B2, and they will automatically get A plus tier pricing. But the catch is that you got to have a non-GM vehicle in your household. Remember, it does not have to be your vehicle. You don't have to trade in, but you have to have it in household. But let me just tell you one slick thing I watch my customer do. And I didn't even think of this, right? Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm giving you a little hint, trying to get you a little smart now. So I had a customer that been leasing vehicles from me for years, and a friend of his got a vehicle from me, and she didn't qualify for lease loyalty, which means that lease loyalty on this vehicle that she got, which was Silverado, was like $1,500, right? So that helped her payment, reduced her payment significantly when it comes to $1,500 rebate on top of the other incentives. But the friend actually changed his address to her address on the back of his license, and that made her qualify for to get the least loyalty in the household. So what he did was, he did not actually move into her house. He still stays at his house, but he went to Secretary of State, which Secretary of State is in Michigan. Some states is DMV. He went and just changed his address on the back of his license to match hers, and she qualified for at least loyalty, and she got the extra $1,500. So what I'm telling you, this is just trying to tell you we're be a little bit smarter than them, individuals. I'm saying GM Financial is to if you qualify for B2 pricing and you want the A plus tier pricing, then you can always what? You don't have a non-GM vehicle in the household? Change your address real quick. Change on the back of your license to that person's address. And but if they ask for proof of residence, POR, then that's going to be a problem. So if they say, you know what, you qualify for the B1 or B2 pricing, give you A plus tip pricing, you got to do all this in the beginning. If you're looking to get an electric car, you're looking to do something, you got to put the same address that you say that person lives at to qualify for what they have. You got to be able to put that on the application in the beginning. You can't be in a transaction and then all of a sudden change your address. I mean, yeah, it might look suspicious if you do, but if you do it, they may ask for proof of residence to back it up. So I'm going to say it again. How do you qualify for something that you need to qualify for in order to get that rebate? Is you start at the beginning, planning before you qualify. So okay, you want an electric vehicle, and you don't have a non-GM vehicle in the household, but maybe your mom does, maybe your friend does. change your address on the back of your license. You go to DMV, Secretary of State, change your address to that address, right? Then when you apply, you automatically have your address changed already over to his, right? Or hers, right? And then you put that on the application. The only thing about it, though, if the bank, financial institution asks you for proof of residence, then that's where you're going to be screwed. Sometimes they might not ask. Sometimes you might be good. But I'm just telling you, this is a good way to be able to qualify that. Now, when I said you have to have that non-GM vehicle in the household, remember, you don't have to trade that vehicle in. So just get a lot smarter. My customer did it, and I didn't even think about doing it or telling them to do it because, I can't always tell people sometimes little ways they need to do to cheat to get some things that they need, right? But yeah, so that's just a little bit, just a little tip that you can do to get what you need. Again, if you are looking to get a free copy of the Queen's ebook, you go to badcreditbook.com, badcreditbook.com, put the word in free as the code. And you got to put your credit card information in, but your credit card will not be charged. Get a free copy of the Queen's ebook, badcreditbook.com, badcreditbook.com. Put the word in free, free. Put the word in free and get a free copy of my ebook. And put your credit card information in, and name my ebook is Navigating All Loans with Bad Credit. Navigating All Loans with Bad Credit. Yep, for you. Walking through the process of buying a car. And walking through that process of buying a car. And if you guys are following me on my TikTok page, do me a favor. You said, would I be able to lease an EV after Chapter 7? Probably not. Last time I checked, GM, you had to wait 1 year and in order to lease a car with GM Financial. Last time I checked, and that was like 6 months ago. You had to be out of your bankruptcy for 1 year in order to qualify for that lease. But you can do this if you file bankruptcy. You can do a one pay. You probably say, who qualify? Who can get the money to do a one pay lease? Well, you might want to borrow from your 401k. You might got a loan from someone, or maybe you cashed out your 401k. Maybe you got a loan. Maybe, I don't know. But you can do it. You can do a one pay. If you want an EV, do a one pay. You do a one pay lease, you automatically gonna qualify, because what happens is they pull your credit just to make sure that you don't owe the GM Financial, or make sure you don't owe the leasing company. Make sure you don't owe GM Financial. But you do a one pay lease if you file after you filed your Chapter 7. You can qualify for that EV. But normally, last time I checked 6 months ago, you had to wait a year in order to lease a car through GM Financial if you filed bankruptcy and it's discharged. One pay lease right now. One pay lease. So yeah. Thanks for the question. Thanks. Is it hard to finance a car after Chapter 7? Well, that's a good question. Is it hard to finance a car after Chapter 7? So this is the one thing what I tell customers after their discharge is done. Go establish credit, Cam. Go establish credit. You got to. Even if you do not want to establish credit, you have to, because you never know when you're going to need to use your credit. So I would say this is, after your bankruptcy discharge, or in the middle of it, that everybody's going to be sending you letters. They're going to say, oh, you can get pre-approved for this, you can do this, you can do that. Everybody, because after you file and you get in the system, dealerships pay monies to get your name because they want to sell your vehicle. So is it hard? Yes and no. What they do is the lenders look at what you did before your bankruptcy. Did you take a car down? How many cars did you take down in your bankruptcy? Or what did you do before your bankruptcy? Because bad things happen to good people. So one advice I can give you, Cam, is to actually start establishing immediately after. How do you do that? You get a secure card. The best bank that you can go to after you file bankruptcy to actually get a vehicle. I'm just to give you this advice, just my opinion, after 24 years in this great automobile space that I love so much. 23, actually 24. But yeah, it's the Capital One. You filed your bankruptcy, it's discharged, apply with Capital One. If they don't give you a credit card, of course, what you're going to do, you're going to get online, you're going to try to get that credit card first through Capital One. If you can't get that credit card, then they'll, you apply for a secure card. And a secure card is where you put your own money on. You put your own money, you give your own money to Capital One, and then you borrow against your own money, and they report to all three of your credit reports. I think that one of the worst mistakes that people make after they do file the bankruptcy and it's discharged, they don't establish. And then after the bankruptcy, they come in and they want They want Jesus just to show up. Why? Oh, I know I can get what I want because, I can pay for it. No, you cannot. That's the reason why your tail was in bankruptcy. Yeah, your tail, yourself. That's why you was in bankruptcy. Now it's time for you to reestablish. So if anything, you start off small and then you go big, if that's what you want to do. And then another question I can say is some people ask me, is should I try to get a car when I'm in bankruptcy? Chapter 7. No, wait until it's discharged. Wait until it's discharged. There's not a lot of dealerships that do put you in the cars when you're in bankruptcy at Chapter 7, but it is some out there. But we don't put you in a car at Yolo Hammer Chevrolet. If you're in a Chapter 7, it's not discharged. You have to wait to discharge with us if you did a Chapter 7. But let me just say, more options after your bankruptcy is discharged. Back in the day when I first got in this business in 1998, between 1998 and up until we had the collapse of the auto industry, people were coming in after they filed the bankruptcy and they were getting brand new cars. Oh my God, they were getting brand new cars. But now it's not always likely that you'll qualify for that brand new car after your bankruptcy. Unless you maybe get a co-signer, Don't be too proud to not get a cosigner after you file bankruptcy because you may need it maybe to get the car that you want. But yeah, who's ever given me the hearts, I want to say on TikTok, I appreciate you. I really appreciate you giving me love. But yeah, is there any other questions that anybody may have on TikTok? Or I'm on StreamYard on my other social media platforms. I got to find out how do I get the questions to show up on StreamYard on my social media so that anybody over there asks me questions I can see. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can always put them in the comments. Let's talk about chapter 13. People call me all the time and they, people don't have a clue if they're in chapter 13. And chapter 13 is when you are paying your debtors back. You're paying all your debts back. In chapter 13, you're on a repayment plan to pay your debtors back, right? And then people want to get cars, but they have no clue on what to do. Well, first thing what you want to do is have a conversation with your bankruptcy attorney. You want to have a conversation with your bankruptcy attorney. You want to say, you know what? I am looking to get a vehicle. My vehicle broke down. What do I need to do? They'll steer you in the right direction because in order, when you're chapter 13, you got to have permission from the trustee in order to get a vehicle. But your attorney may say, you know what? Go ahead and get pre-approved. I can get you a letter. It'll be no problem. And then that's when call a dealership and you have a conversation. You say, I'm in bankruptcy. You up front, right? You say, you know what, I want to get a vehicle. I'm in chapter 13. What do I need to do? And what I do is I have the customer put an application in. And then what I don't do is, or which people try to do, is that they try to tell me, I want this vehicle, I want that vehicle. This is the year I want. I had a customer that tell me I want a 2013 BMW or a 2015 Range Rover or 2016 Malibu. They gave me 3 options. And every vehicle had over 80,000 miles. But listen, when you file a chapter 13 is not going to, the bankruptcy court is not going to let you choose and get exactly what you want. Okay. They're going to have parameters. And what does parameters mean? They're going to have parameters, things that you can follow that you're going to have to, the bank is going to have to be willing to work with in order to get you into a vehicle. So which means that 2018 normally is a 2018 or 18 or newer vehicle is what they're going to say what you can get into. The bankruptcy court, the trustee, right? They're not going to put you in a 2013, 14, or 15. Why? With over 100,000 miles, 80,000 miles, because is that car going to last in your bankruptcy? No. So they may say, okay, you need to be in maybe a 2018 or newer, under 50,000 miles or under 80,000 miles. And then maybe you're only able to put $1,000 down or $2,000 down, $2,500 down. So the bank has to be able to negotiate a little bit to get you what you need, but then also the bankruptcy court have to be able, everybody has to work together. But I would tell you is that if your bankruptcy attorney tells you, okay, go ahead, get pre-approved, then you want to make that phone call and get pre-approved. Put that credit application in and find out what you will qualify for. That is very key. What you will qualify for. Because remember, the bankruptcy court tells you what to do. Because you're in chapter 13, you have let the world know, well, I don't say the world, but you have let the bankruptcy courts know that you need help just putting that plan together to pay your bills. So they kind of tell you what you can do, you know. Yeah, they tell you what you can do. And honestly, let me just tell you the one of the worst things I see people do is one of the worst things I see people do that are in that go through the bankruptcy is they start up with a chapter 13, they dismiss it, and then they go to chapter 7. That's why I always tell get a referral. Like when you go buy a car, you always say, you know what? Well, let me just tell you, when you go buy a car, you want to get a referral. Maybe your neighbor bought a car recently, maybe your friend bought a car. Who do you know that sells cars? That's how I get a lot of my business. I get a lot of my business from referrals, right? Referrals, right? And I do lives, like I'm doing lives right now. They may say, well, call the queen, or see what she can do for you. But referrals, if you need to file the bankruptcy and you had an issue, yeah, you want to get a referral of a bankruptcy attorney. I have a couple of bankruptcy attorneys that I know that I refer people to. I do refer people to get the credit repair first because I do that credit repair. But yeah, I mean, I would say try the credit repair first before you file the bankruptcy. But one of the mistakes I see is that people file the 13, then they go to a 7. They just miss the 13 and go to a 7. That's why you get a referral. Because the worst thing what you can do is what looks bad on you, because a chapter 13 stays on your credit bureau for 7 years, chapter 7 stays on for 10 years, is that you go from a dismiss to a one you get discharged. Go to a dismiss 13 and go to a discharge 7. Figure out, get with someone that's going to give you some good advice, and then go ahead and make your decision and be done with it. Make your decision and then be done with it. All this chapter going from 7 to a 13, a 13 to a 7, doesn't look good on your credit. It stays on your credit report. Even if you do the paperwork and then you decide you're not going to do it. Oh, I'm going to do the paperwork and then you decide you're not going to do it, right? That still stays on your credit report. It still stays there. So know that. So if you want to file the bankruptcy, just make sure that's what you want to do, because it's not going to it's going to disappear, because it's not going to disappear. It is not going to do that. But listen, if you want to get a free copy of the Queen's ebook, badcreditbook.com, badcreditbook.com, badcreditbook.com. You do have to put your credit card information in. You just have to do that, but you have to put the code in free to get a free copy of my ebook. Badcreditbook.com. Badcreditbook.com. Get a free copy of my ebook. But just make sure you put the word in free in. You got to put your credit card information. Your credit card, trust me, will not be charged. But you have to put the card in. You have to put the word in free to get a free copy. You do. So yeah, if you are on my TikTok page, please follow me on TikTok. Check out some of my old videos on TikTok, and my older videos and my videos that I actually put out, and then share them put them in your favorites. If you don't need me, somebody else might need me. Maybe your neighbor, maybe your friend, maybe you. I don't know. Somebody may need me. And if you're on my social media platform on Facebook or YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Or guys, go on over to my YouTube channel, Regina the Queen of Car Loans, and check out my YouTube channel. I'm looking for more subscribers. And then if you want to find me on Facebook, you can find me at Regina the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Hammer Chevrolet. Or you can go to my personal Facebook page, Regina Eileen Wood, and follow me. Yeah, always looking to get my followers up, sharing information. Golly, I think I've talked almost 30 minutes, and I started off at 9 minutes, and I started getting questions. So I appreciate you guys. Remember, this is Papa with the Queen. Papa with the Queen. Papa with the Queen means I may go 7 days a week live, 5 days a week, 4 days a week, 3 days a week, who knows? But again, go to badcreditbook.com, badcreditbook.com, get a free copy of my ebook. Put the word in free to get a copy. But you do got to put your credit card information in, but your credit card will not be charged. All right.